Hello everyone. Today we are taking a deep dive into this BBC story, Nike versus Adidas, the World Cup brand battle. We are going to break down exactly what happened here and why the numbers everyone is talking about might be telling you the wrong story. But before that, you are watching Decode Daily News, where we take the biggest business and finance stories and decode them so anyone can understand. If you are not subscribed yet, hit that button right now. So let us get into it. Nike's has pulled in 76 million views. Now sit with that for a second. 76 million is not just a big number. It is the kind of number that makes a marketing team look like geniuses in a boardroom slide. But hold that thought for 1 second before you crown a winner here. And that is only half the story, with Adidas's ad sitting at about 7 million. And here is what that really tells you. That gap looks brutal on paper. 76 million versus 7 million is not a close race. It is not even the same sport. But here is the thing about views: they tell you how many people watched something, not how many people actually went out and bought something because of it. A video can blow up online and still not sell a single extra shirt. And if you look at everything else in this article, the store displays, the merchandise, the shirt sales, it actually points toward Adidas having the stronger World Cup. That is the part that should make anyone pause before assuming the loudest brand is automatically the one winning. Here is the piece that reframes everything. Adidas has covered its store in World Cup branding, with football shirts and tournament merchandise front and center. And that part is worth sitting with. Think about the difference between a brand that gets watched and a brand that gets walked into. One of these companies is winning on screens. The other one is winning in real stores, on real streets, where people are actually spending money. Views are free to give, you just click play. Walking into a store and buying a shirt costs something. That difference matters a lot more than the headlines are giving it credit for. Now this is the part I could not move past. The German brand spent a whopping £50 million making theirs, according to reports. Here is the part that hits different. £50 million is a massive amount of money for one advert. And no company spends that kind of money just to look good for a few weeks. Somewhere inside Adidas, someone had to justify that spending. And they decided it was worth it anyway. That usually means they are not chasing a quick viral moment. They are chasing something that lasts longer. A teenager who buys the Japan away shirt is not just watching an ad. They are becoming a long-term customer. But that was just the beginning. Its recent away shirt designs have found an audience in fashion and streetwear circles, particularly among younger fans from football diaspora communities. And that is not a small thing. This is honestly the most underrated detail in the whole story. Adidas is not just selling football shirts anymore. It is selling identity. A Curaçao away shirt worn by someone who has never even been to Curaçao is not just fashion. It is a way for people to say who they are. And that kind of connection tends to stick around a lot longer than something that was simply fun to watch once. Let's see what is written ahead in this same news paragraph. According to financial information and media firm Bloomberg, Cristiano Ronaldo has a decade-long deal with Nike. Now let that sink in. A 10-year deal is not just a paycheck. It is Nike betting that one name will still matter a decade from now, no matter how his career goes from here. Companies do not lock in deals like that unless they are extremely confident in what that name is worth long term. And then came the number that changed everything. That deal is worth almost $18 million a year. And think about what that actually means. That is the price of betting on a name staying relevant for 10 straight years. And the real question worth asking is what happens if the next generation of fans simply does not care about the same names the way people do today? Younger fans are already showing they connect with different things: streetwear, identity, smaller details that older marketing never used to focus on. And he did not stop there. Adidas just have the edge with 14 World Cup kits compared with Nike's 12. Pause right there. 2 extra kit deals might not sound like a big deal, but each one of those is a country's entire football identity tied to one brand for years at a time. every time those players step onto the field. They are basically wearing a walking advertisement that costs Adidas nothing extra to run. Small numbers like 14 versus 12 add up in ways that a flashy view count simply cannot match. So, that is exactly where my take comes in. But real quick before I give you my take, this video is for educational purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own research before making any decisions. So here is what I think most people are missing in this whole conversation. Everyone is treating this like a simple popularity contest. Whoever gets more views or has the bigger celebrity wins. But that is honestly the laziest way to look at it. What is actually happening is two completely different strategies playing out at the same time. Nike is leaning on big names and big spectacle, the same formula that built it into a giant in the first place. Adidas seems to be quietly betting on something else. Identity, culture, and the kind of loyalty that does not trend for a week and then disappear, it just sticks around. What honestly worries me a little is that we, as an audience, keep rewarding the louder, flashier thing simply because it is easier to talk about. A view count is easy to quote. A shirt sale in a small community somewhere is not, even though it might matter a lot more in the long run. And this is not just about two sportswear brands. Anytime you see one option getting all the attention online and another quietly doing well in the real world, it is worth asking yourself which one you are actually paying attention to and why. I would be far more interested in watching how this plays out over the next few months than in who gets more views this week. So that is my take on the Nike versus Adidas World Cup battle, and I would genuinely love to hear yours. If you found this breakdown useful, do me a favor and hit that like button. And if you have not subscribed yet, now is the time. Here is my question for you in the comments between Nike and Adidas. Which one do you think is actually winning this World Cup? The one with the views or the one with the street presence?